We've had a lot of people endorse that.
You have?
Yes.
Well, I'll see if I can keep it going. It'll be good. Shoot.
All right, so your character is obviously as cunning and manipulative as ever. How is that going to continue going into the new season?
It'll be interesting because I personally don't want to know. And the writers know that I'm one of the few members of the team who don't like to know what's happening in the future, because I like to play things as they happen. I like to be surprised, and also I'm a big fan of the genre, so when I read the scripts and I'm like, you're kidding me. And my husband Scott will be like, what? I'm like, oh no. I'm not telling you, you're going to just have to watch it. So that's why I don't really like to know far in advance. Also, I think it makes you play something differently if you know the outcome before you've actually played it. However, I do know that he's going to be even more evil and as badass than what he was. And also, I can say this because Mark said it in the last interview that we did. There will be magic involved because I am the magician.
Right. And
also that the League of Assassins, which I am the leader of. That's how much of a fanboy. I had them make me my own Demon's Head ring. I was wearing it yesterday when I spoke to you, and you did. And I saw you glimpse at it, and I'm like, no one has noticed yet. I've been wearing it for a week, so that everyone. And actually, some fans outside, like I was in the supermarket, and this guy came up to me and he went, "Dude, Ra's al Ghul, you're a mean son of a bitch." And he went, "Oh my God, you really are him! You got the ring!" I'm like, yeah, so get out of the frozen food aisle and don't touch that fish.
I wanted to ask you, you play him so well, is it affecting your personal relationships? Are people believing that perhaps you are that manipulative?
I would love to. I think it's funny because I am really probably completely opposite to who Malcolm is. But we all have a mean streak in us, so it's nice to bring that out. But I think that the best compliment people give me is they come up to me literally in the street or at the cons and stuff and say, "I hate you." And then they pause and they go, "But I love you so much." And that, to me, that is the best, kind of critique you can give me. I love you, but I hate you. Or I hate you, but I love you. Either way. So it hasn't really affected me personally. I've always stood up for myself, put it that way. I just probably wouldn't kill anybody.
Sweet. Can I get Knuckles with the ring?
One of the reasons Malcolm's fascinating is because, we have...
Oh, you just jumped right in there.
No, I'm so sorry. You go ahead.
You go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
Go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, I was just going to talk about the relationship between Oliver and Merlin and how there was kind of an unstable kind of trust.
Yep.
And then it looked like you totally threw him under the bus. And then it all was okay. And then there's a deal.
That might have all been planned.
Yeah. So I'm wondering kind of the relationship going forward. Are you going to be, is Ra's Merlin going to be the badass for everyone and him and Oliver still have a truce? Or is it back to, is a deal done? And
what I would like to see, and again, what I don't know is going to happen, I would like to see that, and obviously because Oliver took Malcolm in, and they have this earthquakey trust with each other, right? Of they're going to help, and I was taken under the wing of the team and introduced more to the team, and also how I think that it would only be right if Malcolm as Ra's takes them under the wing of the League. How that's done, I don't know, but when I said dress down Fridays for the League, does that mean that the League it's like everyone's going to be romping naked in the hot tub, Does that mean that the League are going to be infiltrating the city as normal people and no one knows they're there? I don't know. But I think there will be an ongoing trust with the team and Malcolm. But if push comes to shove, someone's going to get shoved and someone's going to get pushed, because it was clear, and it was clearly spelled out when Laurel, in the last big battle sequence we had, when I saved her and she turned to me and she went, "I wouldn't have done it for you. Thank you, but I wouldn't have done it for you." So he knows where he stands. and he's got to watch his own back. But he will also, he has a, I say this as the actor. The reason that makes it work so well with the team and myself, and there's a soft spot for all of them as Malcolm, and it's maybe because of Tommy's connection, maybe it's because of with Oliver, because he's always looked at Oliver as being a son. Whatever it is, I've yet to figure that out, but me as Malcolm, he has a soft spot for all of them. He'd still kill them if he had to, but he'll watch out for them.
As he's watching his back, is Nissa sort of the person he needs to watch the most?
So glad you asked.
Can you talk about that relationship?
I can't really much, but what I will say is I hope they explore that greatly, because it's going to be a really interesting dynamic between Malcolm and Nissa because of the past. You know, her father could be dead. We don't know because the body just disappeared, right? So that's another thing that he has to fear. Or will she look to Malcolm as being a father figure? Because he's the head of the league, she has to respect him. It'll be interesting to see their training sequences. I have one more, they're saying. Anyone?
Can I ask, being associated with this and Doctor Who, is it overwhelming to be at Comic-Con? Like, can you take one step out of here and not be mobbed?
I can't, well, yes and no. I've been coming here for 9-10 years, and I love it, and I've been coming under a different auspice or a different show each time, or a different guise each time I've come. And I do get, Stephen and I, when we were walking home last night, we got mobbed coming into the hotel. I've been mobbed when I came in to check in. But what fans, and I really love this and I appreciate it, because it's allowed me still to have part of the old John, the nerd. They let me walk the floor. Fans will, and they'll pass, they're like, hey John, because they've known I've done this long enough and I've talked about it, they let me walk the floor to enjoy the con like the fan that I am. And, you know, they'll still ask for photographs, but they won't let me do that on the floor. So I get the best of both worlds. I get mobbed and get to feel like I'm the most loved person in the world, and also I get ignored and to feel like I'm just like everybody else, and it's wonderful.
Thank you.